Hey, you want to be rich? Well, it's time to become a gardener and kill all those darn weeds. Stay tuned. Hi, Frank Thomas here from Wealth Generation Strategies, and today we're going to talk about weeds. What has weeds got to do with wealth? Well, they both start with a W, that's a start. But weeds are the things that are keeping us from getting what we want done to create wealth. The weeds are things that we create that hold us back. Today I'm going to punch 3 or 4 or 5 of these weeds in the face. Let's get going here. So the first point here is trying to be perfect. Let me be first off to say you will never be perfect. It doesn't matter if you live 1,000 years. You will never be perfect. You will still make mistakes. You will not get it perfect. You can still do it better. The trick here is we're trying to become perfect, but we will never be perfect. So don't wait until you're perfect to get something done. This is a big weed. I see a lot of people, including myself, suffer from this weed in our lives, where we're just trying, I just gotta try to make sure this is perfect. If I waited for my YouTube videos to be perfect, I would have not put a single one out, and I promise you that. I put out 5 videos a week. I know I am nuts. Yeah, I'm a nut job, and that's cool. I love it, man. I go crazy. But the fact of the matter is, I had said to somebody one time, either A, I'm gonna fail fast, or B, I'm gonna succeed even faster when I do this, and I'm gonna do it. So I don't wait to be perfect. I just try to be 1% better every time. Every video I try to refine some process somewhere. I try to make it better every single time. I try to make sure that my dialogue is better. I try to make sure my video editing is better and tighter. I try to make sure that my thumbnails look better. I try to make sure that, like, I just recently started putting chapters in my videos. I knew about that and I wanted to do it, but it was not on the agenda. I already had enough weeds that I needed to battle. That's probably a point that I don't even have on my list, is choose the right weeds to pull out of the ground, so to speak, when you're working away at things. So don't wait to be perfect. Second thing here is, if you don't have definitive deadlines, then you'll never get it done. I have found that infinite timelines lead to infinite work. If you don't have a deadline, then you ain't gonna get it done. I'm gonna be straight up. You ain't gonna get it done, baby. You're gonna be sitting on that forever. Just put a timeline against it and say, I gotta get it done. I have a timeline of every Wednesday. All my videos for next week are recorded. They're in the camera. They're ready to go and to be edited. Before the day happens where the video gets posted, it's got to be edited, recorded, done, like dinner. Everything's got to be done, posted on YouTube before I go to bed. Or I'm up in the middle of the night putting together a video, and that ain't good. That ain't good. We'll just leave it at that, because my sleep time is important to me. So I have deadlines all the time. If I put a deadline behind it and say, I will get it done, I get it done. So trust me on this one. The third one is defining done. What is done? Decide what your done is when you create that deadline. What does done look like? Because what can happen is you can encounter something called scope creep. Scope creep is when you don't know what done is. So all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, I have to make sure that I got to do this. And I got to make sure, and all of a sudden it starts creeping along. You haven't defined what done is. Done means, okay, a good example is I put a door in my office. What is done? Done is when the paint's on the walls and the trim is up and it's all finished. And it's an easy thing to see because it's just done. Now I can waste time by going, oh, well, you know, I can fix the drywall a little bit. I can do this, I can do that. All of a sudden, it creeps out to months, if not years, before it gets done. So make sure that you know what done actually is. My next point here is make sure that you don't suffer from what I call inconsistent efforts. Do it regardless or not you feel inspired. I remember, and I wish I could remember where I heard this, but that if great artists waited till they were inspired to write their book or to paint the painting, they wouldn't get anything done. They do it whether or not they're inspired. They get at it either way. And I think that's really important. There's days I don't feel like putting YouTube videos together. And I'll be straight up with you. I just don't feel like it. Whether it is the good old, oh, I don't really want to do it today, because you feel a little depressed about it, or whatever. I'm like, no, my people who listen to these videos, and I have a lot of people starting to watch these videos now, they are expecting this video to be up. Darn it, this is going to be up then. So I make sure I always try to put in consistent efforts. Every place in my life that I don't put consistency of effort into what I'm doing, I get very mixed results, usually really bad. So make sure you use consistent effort. Don't wait till you're inspired, just get it done, okay? Before we get into the bonus, hey, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're enjoying the videos that I put out. I do try very hard to put out really good videos that help you create wealth in your life, so please subscribe. Let's get into the bonus, and I've actually got a 2-part bonus for you today. Okay, for the first bonus, it's all about what are you actually doing. For example, are you just researching all the time, or are you trying to do it? Are you trying to do it and document it? In other words, you're trying to make it your own. It's really important for you to do it and document it and make it your own, and just not keep researching and researching. Research is important. I love doing research, but research without doing and documenting is wasted time. I'm going to call it what it is, because you know something? You're going to forget most of it. So when you do it and you document it and you go back and do it again and you document it some more and you do it again and document it some more, that's what teaches us. Research doesn't teach us. There's this thought that research is, oh, you can just research and learn everything and be this great guru. No, you got to go out and slam your face into the pavement and then you learn. Don't do that or do that. You know, like that's what it's all about. So you got to make sure that you're doing. The second part of the bonus here is don't worry about negative reactions. Not everything you're going to do is going to be a knock out of the park. Everybody's going to love you. Success. There's going to be times you're going to do something and the trolls are going to come out and go, oh, you did this and you did, oh, I didn't like this. And it's like, oh, whatever. Don't worry about the negative reactions. Regardless of what people say, if they're saying that, you got to remember that they are hearing it to themselves in their own heads. That dialogue is telling them all the negativity. So just ignore the negativity. It's not going to help you out in any way. Hey, sometimes somebody will share something negative and there is definitely a positive aspect to it in terms of things you can change. And that's not what I'm saying. Make sure you do change what they say that, hey, could be fixed. But there's times when they're just negative just to be negative. Oh, you can't do that. I remember there was one time I was actually showing somebody how this thing worked. Wow, look at this, does this, look at how this works. And they're trying to convince me that it doesn't work. It can't work, it's impossible, it doesn't work. And I'm like, yeah, but you're watching it, it's working right now. Yeah, but it doesn't work. And I was like, whatever. And I'm dead serious, that actually happened. If you enjoyed this, I have a really great video that talks about the essential skills. Yeah, I got a lot of it is on essential skills, but this video that's showing up right now is talking what I feel are like some of the big enchilada essential skills that you gotta have. So be sure to watch it if you want to be wildly successful. We'll see you over there. Thanks for listening, bye-bye.